What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Unscreen Live. My name is Andrew Jupin, and this is our show for Holy Smokes, Monday, the 6th of May. Hope you all had a great weekend. Anybody take a bath on the Derby this weekend, by the way? Congrats to Mystic Dan. There he is, photo finish, just by a nose, winning the Derby for some rich asshole. Gonna bring in some non-rich assholes, my buds. We got a lot to catch up on today. We got people back from the road and whatnot, so let's see, bring them in here. First up, fresh with that crispy LA tan, Steve Sadak.
That's right. I tan well.
Oh,
Mr.
yeah.
Dan always reminds me of one of my favorite throwaway gags, Fantastic Dan. I think it's in the Carney Simpsons episode where I think something Spud, the little kid, goes, "Oh,
Yeah.
something, Fantastic Dan," and then some guy comes out of a hole and goes, "Did you call for me, Spud?" And then someone hits him with a hammer. It's great.
Yes.
I don't know. I enjoy it.
You're back. How was the wedding? Viewers are curious to know.
Oh, the wedding was wonderful. It was a very beautiful wedding. It was an Armenian ceremony, which I've never been to, and it was gorgeous. But man, oh man, those folks love it, and it takes all day, and it is. So now it's like my new thing is like longer than an Armenian wedding is going to be my new way, my new turn of phrase. But no, it was beautiful. The ceremony, I'm very happy to have a new sister-in-law. Everything was really great. It was really cool, and I got nice and drunk, so it was fun.
Hey man, nice and drunk. That's the way to go. Speaking of nice and drunk, we'll see. Might be a little early. Please welcome back Eric Siska.
Hey everyone, I'm back, and I'm dressed as the last movie people saw in theaters. So
Look at it go.
I couldn't get the red ones. I think they were either sold out or they were worried about people going down the street. You know,
Pew-pewing.
yeah, people do that. It's America. So that
Look like you're wearing. If one was one color and one was another color, they'd look like 3D glasses or something.
Oh yeah, that'd be great. Oh my God, 3D, it's back. Have you seen this? It's in the theaters again. My God,
It's back. It's back, man. And who could care?
not me.
This next guy, big hater of 3D, Chris Cabin.
No, Devin, are you telling me that's not a rat? That is a rat. Stop telling me this is. Look at it. Look, it's scurrying right there.
This motherfucker's just going through his address book every week.
Come on, will you just take care of it? I don't care. I know it's the size of a Buick. Just take care of it, please.
Chris Cabin.
Oh shit! Sorry. Hold on, Devin. Hold on.
This money pit he's in, it's really, really
God,
tough.
now it's fucking infested with rats, dude. Why did you buy this house?
It's one rat. It's only one rat.
And if it's the size of a Buick, Chris, just get a saddle. You know,
Yeah,
go
I
down the
guess I
street
could.
with it. You
Yeah,
go
I
down the
could
street
feed
like
it.
this.
I do got a lot of extra dog food. I could probably just feed the rat the dog food. That's it
You
works.
should
Maybe.
just
By the
raise
way,
it as a dog, and it'll become a dog.
There's no such thing as just one rat, by the way. You've
Mm.
seen one rat at a time.
Well, sure. Yes.
You got fucking rats, man.
Well, yes. This is the mother. Clearly, the mother one.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
Graveyard
sure,
shift
yes.
rat.
Well, in chicken shit movies, if you kill that one, then everything else will die or turn back to normal or something like that.
Arachnophobia rules, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
The curse will be broken.
Speaking of rats, this box office, right? That's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Let's take a look at this because, man, oh man, I don't know. We might be in for a tough summer. Let's take a look. This is highest gross. All right. We're gonna get into it here. First up, shit is tough when you're in week 6 of a movie that almost everyone you know has already seen, and yet it's number 5 at the box office.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, Kong, the New Empire, another 4.5 mil, just because there is nothing doing anything.
And this
folks.
is week 6, right?
Week 6. Yeah.
Did I see that
Wow.
poster one more time? Now that I've seen it 2 million times. You think Zilla is goosing Kong a little bit so he runs faster?
Absolutely.
Little ass pressure.
Claw finger right up there.
Exactly.
He's an old timer in this movie, man. That's why he's got the fucking bowling brace and everything. He's like, come on, let's go. I know you're fucking old. Let's do it. One last ride.
Get
Now,
in there.
Are we sure they're not just trying to hide that this is actually Kung Fu Panda is in this? Is it possible that we are being lied to here?
I agree with
I
you,
have
Chris.
seen
There's
it, right.
something afoot. I mean, where's Kung Fu Panda in this list? And that movie was supposed to be a juggernaut.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was waiting for it to be here until November at least.
Same.
Let's see, where was it? It's in 8th right now, so
Well,
still in
there
the
you
top
I
10.
don't say that it's still in the top 10 though. To be quite honest.
Yep. Yeah,
Yeah.
still in the top 10 somehow, some way, man. Very crazy. In at 4, fucking, I don't know, a single soul who saw this or was excited about it at all. Tarot.
Pardon?
That's
me?
right. 6.5 mil from Screen Gems and Sony. This is the next in, like, you know, a kind of like C- cinema score for this. How
Yep.
are you getting C- cinema scores for a horror movie, Tarot?
Oh wait, hold on. Let me just put a virtual reminder in my calendar to rent that in about
VOD.
3.5 weeks.
Yep.
Got it.
Oh my God, cards are so scary. They should do like a poker movie that's a horror bent.
Sure, they have. I mean, I don't know what
kind
that
of
would
that.
be.
It was.
I mean, Rounders, right? I mean, no.
Well, it's not a horror bent, but that fucking secret movie with Russell Crowe.
yes.
Poker Night or Poker Face.
It's like
whatever
a home
fucking-
invasion deal, right?
Kinda, yeah. Like people are coming for somebody at the house, and
Got
it's like
it.
you may be wondering why I gathered you all to my big mansion in the middle of nowhere.
Okay, I gotta check that out. I love home invasions.
I mean, poker horror movie is just like basically owing the mafia. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
because I mean, like that. No one's ever. That always goes with more thriller. Like I think you could make that literally scary. You know what I mean? Like that's a
Well, you definitely
terrifying idea to me. Is like shit, dude. Like the
Yeah.
mafia is like at your house. Like you know, that's kind of creepy.
The mafia's at my house. I'll tell my wife to make some sauce. Let's put some dinner on the table.
Working until you're shot.
So yeah, I don't know. That is. By the way, Steve, did you say 3 weeks to rent that?
Yeah.
Unless you're really busy, I think maybe next weekend you might be.
All
able-
right.
You hear the 60-year-old voice saying, "Well, it's a horror movie. We might as well see it. We're 35 years old and addicted to this stuff."
They need to expand those windows. Like
Yeah.
Monkey Man's already for rent or whatever.
Yeah.
Give us at least a month to
Yes.
see this in the theater.
And or like miss it. Do you know what I mean? Like I
Right,
think
yeah.
that, I think
Right.
that missing it is kind of a cool thing.
Well, because they try to make it so that there's not a drop off, right? It's like
Yes, yeah.
keep going with the theatrical until it starts puttering out. And whenever that putter happens, you have to be ready with the PVOD,
So we can
ready
do
to go to rent it.
0 ads for the video release.
Exactly.
And just try to piggyback off the theatrical. And it's really working great. I'm doing air quotes.
I saw at least the poster, the trailer for Tarot several times in the theaters. Not like I wasn't tired of it. I mean, I was tired of it because it looks terrible, but I saw it multiple times at least.
I never saw a trailer for it. I never saw a trailer for a movie I saw this weekend, The Fall Guy. I literally never saw a trailer.
Yeah,
Wow, crazy
okay,
that you dodged that.
Me and Eric were the ones who did not see this thing, and you two saw it everywhere.
I never
don't know
saw.
what this is.
I went to the movie theater blind. Didn't see a single trailer.
Well, Chris, the problem with you, dude, I know exactly why you're missing it, is because when you fucking constantly bootleg movies off the internet, it doesn't come with the pre-show.
I've never bootlegged a movie. Are you talking about when I go and hang out with Cameron Ripley? Cameron Ripley.
No,
is
the
a
rat-
very
Maybe it's all the rats that are
Yeah,
doing
the rats are
bootlegging.
doing. The rats go on the keyboard.
and eat all the stuff.
This is a rat dude living like pirate.
I
Bay
was
on the
surprised that I did not see a trailer for the Fall Guy before my brother's wedding. Like literally, you know, you get in into the church,
Wow.
and then
They
just
pushed it. They pushed it in the city. Out in the suburbs, there was no trailer.
Mhm.
No trailer, man.
I got nothing really.
That's
Yeah.
Even at
wild.
Monkey Man, like I went to see Monkey Man in the theater. I went like I do, and I saw 2 movies in theaters this weekend, and nothing.
Crazy. Wow.
I did see the Challengers trailer a bunch.
Yes, that I did see.
Speaking of which, by the way, rock and rolling at number 3 here, and it's second week. We're looking at another 7.6 mil, only a 49% fall, not too bad. And this kind of explains a little bit of the push and pull here. Took the wrong graphic off. The push and pull with the Fall Guy. Part of it is you're looking at this movie where it's supposed to be. I'm talking about the Fall Guy right here, like kind of like the romance thing. Is it a date movie? Kind of also, and 71% of Challengers audience this weekend was the ladies. So still, this movie just fucking hacking away at other box office opportunities, which is, hey, totally fine. I'm glad people are finding this movie.
Definitely.
Now get ready for this. Who saw this coming? Not me, because I think when they did the 3D one, it was barely a blip. But number 2 this weekend, the little movie that could, episode 1, The Phantom Menace in its 1,303rd weekend at the box office.
I mean, this is a good sign for what Bob Iger wanted to do, more theatrical Star Wars, and this is a good sign for that.
Yeah.
Well, all I can say is thank God. Thank you all for supporting independent cinema.
Yes.
I really appreciate that.
Yes. Good job on that.
Yeah.
No, but
bring back classics.
I do agree with Eric. Honestly, like Star Wars should remain a mostly theatrical event. So if this is something that facilitates that, sure, I'm cool with it. And retro screenings are fun. I go to retro screenings all the time.
I totally agree, and I there's a good chance we're never gonna have a Star Wars movie again.
Yeah.
We will.
Skywalker might have honestly killed it if it did that, and that was the movie that would have killed off a line like this. It might just be TV from now.
This is the thing though, because we're so conditioned to be like, when's the next one's coming? The next one's coming. The next one's coming. I don't think it's a barred from theaters thing. I think it's just like they're acknowledging the saturation, and it's like
take a break
from that.
Yes,
because they haven't released a feature-length film straight to Disney Plus.
But now they're saying the Lando TV show is going to be a movie now. So
so it's back to being a movie.
That's what I heard last. I don't know if that's changed again, but it sounds like they're going to start moving away from Disney Plus, which has not been.
Well, they're basically Wayne Knight at the end of Jurassic Park when he knocks over that sign and it's that arrow that's like, go to safety. And then he goes this way and then he turns it. No, that's the with movie versus television.
But
Yep.
It's because you have an actual like a reporting mechanism. I don't know how accurate it is, but there is a reporting mechanism for box office. And it's embarrassing when it doesn't make the money you say it's going to make, or people don't like it the way they do. But if it's on streaming, hey, we can make up the numbers. We can say whatever. We got these positive fucking reviews here.
Take a swing. If it doesn't do well, I'll forgive you. Okay?
Did anybody do anything for? I mean, Steve, I assume no, with the weekend. But did anyone ring in May the 4th with any Star Wars viewing? I did not.
No, I actually did not either at all. And I
don't celebrate fake holidays. Sorry.
Good for you.
So Christmas is out.
It's a fucking holiday. I'm just saying, I'm not getting anybody a card, but sometimes I put on a fucking Ewok cartoon or some shit.
This is the response of someone who's bought a card for Star Wars Day before.
Hilariously, yesterday I was wearing an Empire Strikes Back shirt on my flight back from LA, and I go, I'm going through security, getting boarded onto the plane, and the lady's like, "Ooh, May the 4th be with you," and I'm like, okay, and then because I just didn't know what shirt I was wearing, and then I was like, and I just thought it was because I look like a nerd, and I was like, oh right, because the Star. I'm wearing Star Wars.
That would be insane if she was just like, this guy's a fucking nerd. Let me just say it to him.
Oh, I say that to all the little pigs that look like you.
It's got second sight, that one.
I bought a ticket for the Phantom Menace to go to right after this, but I decided not to now because I haven't sat around the house in a while. So.
There you go. You got to have some fucking ass time, dude. Absolutely.
My ass is sore from all the stuff I've been doing. That sounds dirty, but it's not. But I'm tired and I need a break.
Sure.
Okay.
So here we go. Number 1, it was indeed The Fall Guy. And boy, oh boy, falling below the tracking, which was starting on the low end was $30 million. So here we are, $28.5 million for this David Leitch film here. And, I think part of it is honestly, you can't, they couldn't really answer, who is this movie for? Who are we pushing this movie towards? Combined with the fact that industry movies like this are hard. It's hard to get general audiences to give a shit about a movie about making movies.
Movies about movies never do well. And why do we keep taking huge swings at them?
I mean, we're gonna get into it, of course, when we talk about the movie. But I can see the play, right? Like everybody's talking about, we want a stuntman Oscar. Stunts are big right now. So I get that you want to focus, especially David Leitch, who has this fucking history of action movies.
He was a stuntman himself.
Yeah, he worked on the first John Wick with Stileski, and I think it's funny because it is so much the director of Bullet Train. You forget that this is Bullet Train's David Leitch. He's the guy who did it, and it feels exactly like Bullet Train to me, almost identical. It's like Ryan Gosling's a better actor, I think, than Brad Pitt. So there's that. But like I other than that, I'm like, it's the same kind of like goofy, like too hyperactive. It's not about making movies. I wish it was about making movies.
It's Chris. I wish that we're getting ahead of the fucking programming lineup here, but I wish that this movie could be called Hyperactive. Are you kidding me? We'll talk about it when we talk.
The trailer just made it always seem like there was too much going on, basically, or looked like there was two movies fighting itself. One being a rom-com where the director and the stuntman have a fling, and that sounds like cute, and that's a movie I might want to watch. And then the other one is a fucking Guy Ritchie movie where the stuntman has to go in and save the action star from and live an action movie himself. And those are two totally different movies. At least, again, trailer watcher that I've seen 2,000 times. And
you're right. It's definitely a little long, so it could have used some paring down. We'll get to it all in a later segment.
That's right. But our patrons on Patreon over the weekend, majority missed this one. Congrats to the 20% who voted for the tiny box office explosion of $30 million or under. Yes, let's see here. And of course, specialty box office this week. Just a nice one to throw out. Jane Schoenbrun's I Saw the TV Glow from A24 in its first week here, limited release, did a total of, I forgot to put the graphic here, but it did $116,000 on 4 screens. That's like a $29K per screen. Pretty great. Now, Chris Cabin, give you some time here for a little bit of a capsule review, as you are the only one who has seen this in limited release.
It's the movie of the year thus far, as far as I'm concerned. Wow. I don't know if anything. I mean, they have made a movie. We're All Going to the World's Fair is a major debut, and Jane Schoenbrun did incredible work with that. But it just amplifies everything right to the right tunage. The colors are the emotions are so deep and dark, and what it's trying to talk about is something that no movie has tried to talk about before, is actually talking about the emotional experience of considering trans, like becoming trans. Like that is the meat of the movie. And there is, it's about something else. It's about a knockoff kind of Buffy meets Twin Peaks show that two people are obsessed with. Mm-hmm. And what happens when the show ends and their relationship ends. It's amazing. I don't want to say anything. It is so much a movie. You just walk into it. Don't read nothing. Don't do nothing. As best as you can, just walk into this thing and see what it is. It's the only like shake and bake description I can give, and it doesn't do any justice, is if Greg Araki had directed Twin Peaks Fire Walk with Me. That is about the tone we're going for here.
Sounds good to me.
Really intense. Yeah. It is about as intense as a movie as I have seen. It's anxiety producing to the max. Especially in its last 30 minutes. It is huge movie.
It's interesting. I've been hearing nothing but like, this is the best fucking thing ever since January, and I'm getting very concerned because when I hear that enough, and then the movie isn't like exactly that to a T, I feel cheated by the public.
This is
and I thought World's Fair was fine. I've never rewatched it. I thought it was a good movie. I kind of felt like I was perhaps a scotch too old for it. So I'm curious about this, to say the least. I did want to see it this weekend. Just got a little lazy, got a little more interested in making my tiki cocktails this weekend. Sure. So we'll be plenty of time to see it.
I will say the thing you're talking about, Fall Guy got so much good press out of, I think it was South by Southwest is where it premiered. Yep. And we have been watching this happen. The big movies, like the really big blockbuster movies that premiere, and you start hearing like the 10 to 12 critics that are sent out to these things that they give it the positive review. We are finding that those are absolutely incorrect almost every time. Every time they fuck it up. But with smaller movies, I think it's still correct. Like I think I saw like the other great movie of this year that we're going to talk about in a couple of months is Close Your Eyes, which also like is a very indie movie, and people have been saying it's the best movie of last year, and I think it was. I think it's worth trusting. It's going to go expand this week, I think. So you should go see it. I would say go see it.
Yeah, no idea what the actual scope will be for an expansion. I don't know if it's this exact week, but this $29,000 per screen on 4 screens is a very healthy number. So,
And I've seen the trailer for this a ton of times.
Yeah,
I haven't seen but no Fall Guy.
It's fascinating.
I love that. By the way, because we were so excited to get into the box office, just want to we gotta fucking celebrate the folks that we're gonna celebrate real quick. First up, honoring the dead. He would have been 109 years old today, you guys. Filmmaker, celebrated filmmaker, legendary filmmaker, and strong supporter of using night vision in cinema. Orson Welles.
There he is.
Hell yeah! Look at that fucking photo.
Bring him back somehow.
Rock and roller Bob Seger turned 79.
Bring him back from the dead as well.
No, I fucking double checked the dude. Bob Seger, 100% still alive.
Okay.
Andrew's been calling the morgue since last week.
Now just to make sure you got no one on ice looking like Bob Seger, right? Don't put me on your night moves. Let's see. Fucking tequila and mezcal magnate George Clooney turns 63.
Oh man, just dedicated to not directing good movies. Just would love to not do it.
Oh right, wait,
boat movie.
Did you see the boat movie?
I did. It was the plane wanted me to watch that movie, and I did not.
Well, you don't know it's bad, then, do you?
It's true.
No, yeah,
I didn't see it.
Wait a second, Steve.
He's disinterested in movies that I would ever want to watch. There you go.
Sure.
How about that?
Yeah. But Steve, man, missed opportunity. You could said you watched the boat movie on a plane. That's kind of funny.
That's pretty good.
I like his first few, right? Because he did. What was that movie? With
Good Night and Good
Good
Luck.
Night and Good Luck.
Good Night and Good Luck is a classic movie. I love that movie.
Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. I know you're a big fan of.
I'm a big fan of it.
I need to rewatch it. I liked it when I saw it the one time, but Good Night and Good Luck sticks out to me as like a masterpiece of a movie.
I gotta go.
You can direct, so go and do it.
I gotta rewatch both of those. It has been a very long time.
I go back to, I shouldn't, but I go back to the Ides of March simply because it is Giamatti versus Hoffman. And it is just a hell of a, I mean, those two sharing the screen. I mean, it's
I've
incredible.
never seen it actually.
I need to go back and watch
it again. It's
it
not
again.
a good movie, but again, it's Giamatti versus Hoffman. You're like,
is that also, was that the movie the poster was Ryan Gosling's face and the, okay. Paul Giamatti's in that movie?
Oh
I
yeah.
didn't know Hoffman was in that either.
I saw that at the Ziegfeld before it closed down. It was like me and 800 empty seats. But it was a fun time. I remember kind of being okay with that movie. I need to go back to it.
Happy let's see, 41st birthday to Friday Night Lights star and almost Wonder Woman Adrienne Palicki.
Oh yes.
Yeah, she was on that.
They just didn't release it.
It was a pilot.
Pilot TV
pilot.
show.
Oh,
yeah. It was Joss Whedon, I believe. And
it was David.
No?
What's his face?
It wasn't Whedon?
The guy?
It's not David Guggenheim.
No, the Ally McBeal dude.
David Kelly.
David Kelly. I believe it was David Kelly.
Wow.
It was all about like her like eating ice cream, having a great time, a girls' night after like kicking butt. I want to make sure that I have that right.
Someone in the chat, I think, confirms that, Steve. And then happy 31st birthday to the Princess Jasmine in the live-action Aladdin nobody wanted, Naomi Scott. She's gone on to do other things, but
she's like
a
3 for 3 tentpole movie because I believe Naomi Scott was in
Power
Rangers movie that nobody liked.
She was
the Aladdin movie that nobody liked. And also she was a Charlie's Angel that nobody liked.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Yes.
Wow. I've seen those movies and I've
seen all those movies.
Actually, not Aladdin. I skipped that one, but I had no idea who this was. I thought I didn't see the trailer for this lady.
No, you saw this one.
Trailer.
No, you saw this one.
We did an episode on one of them.
Right, the Power Rangers.
In the chat here, Rory Sherrard says she's going to be in Smile too, so nothing to smile about yet.
Oh boy,
Smile 1 fucking sucked.
Filming it around me. So
Smile 2? Oh, is that right?
Yeah, I frown whenever I see the signs that they're filming.
Get that fucking frowner out of the shot. This is Smile 2.
Look, we got a pitch for you. People are done with smiles. It's frowns. Everybody wants frowns. So this fall, frown.
Yeah, I don't want to see smile. I want to see like a mean guy. That's what I want to go see.
You know where I want to see smiles? Next week on tour is where I'd like to see some smiles.
Sure. Yes, that's right. We will be I can't believe it. The WHM Texas two-step is right around the corner.
It's happening.
Yes, you have to come. Texas, you have to come.
A week from right now, my buns will be watching the Boys in the Boat on a plane going to Houston. But that's right. The 14th will be at the Houston Improv talking RoboCop 2. Very thrilled to rewatch this one. Might get my first rewatch in maybe this week at some point. Try to jam that in there. Very excited to revisit it, y'all.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And then the very next night, night 2, we're appearing in Austin for the first time in 6 years. We're going to be back at Cap City Comedy. We're going to be back in Austin at Cap City Comedy for the first time. Should clarify that, I guess. Talking from dusk till dawn.
Steve, what kind of night is going to happen?
A dark night.
Okay.
I might not watch the movie again. I might close my eyes and recite the screenplay on stage. Just beginning to
like a demonic possession, like a talk to me type of thing.
Whole thing.
Yeah. I've just seen this movie so many times, and in all the best possible ways.
That's right, folks. So you need to buy a ticket for the Austin show, if only to see Steven do the Salma Hayek dance. Toe into Eric's mouth, because that will be happening. Of course. I mean,
get that snake out.
Oh, dude. The snake will be out. I'm dancing. The snake is out.
Oh, absolutely. A couple of snakes might be out.
Yes, Texas, come on out. I know you're busy having your allegiance with California.
Yes,
fighting America or whatever, but come to the show.
Two great nights. I'm really excited for it. I've never been to Houston. I love Austin. I love both these movies. We're gonna have a fucking blast.
Skip the weekly Greg Abbott screening of Birth of a Nation. That's happening.
Come on,
and just come on out.
Come on, he doesn't have that good of taste. His evil movies are somehow worse.
Okay.
Oh man, that fucking guy. That guy fucking would do that too.
Oh, that little shit. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That, totally. But yeah, that's gonna be
the fall
great.
guy, by the way.
Come on. Come on. Yeah. Oh, hey Eric, you know what that's gonna get you, Eric? You know what that's got you?
What?
Check this out, dude. You weren't here last week. You're gonna get one of these.
Cerveza cristal. Cerveza cristal.
So is that when somebody needs to cool down?
I think just take a drink, just take a breath, cool down. Maybe open up a Cerveza Cristal if you have it around.
Get away from the body pit. Put the gun down. You know, these are important things.
But Sarge says I have to pour lye on these people.
Sarge.
Pile.
But yeah, so we shall see. It's gonna be a fun ass time. And also speaking of fun ass time, will this, speaking of Star Wars, be a fun ass time? We're gonna watch the trailer for the Acolyte in a segment we have cleverly entitled Trailer Segment.
I don't know anything about this, and it's the question you got to ask at start is what timeline are we talking about here?
Way back.
I think it's before before Obi-Wan Kenobi was in diapers. I think.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it's the end of the High Republic, so it's centuries before.
Greg Kenobi sired Obi-Wan Kenobi with
Shelly
Kenobi.
We're gonna get it's Ken Kenobi, and he's nursing the great grandfather or whatever. But
Christ, I mean, I hope not, man. I would like to think that it's separated enough, because that's exactly what this universe needs. It needs to separate from the other shit it's associated with.
To separate from everything, including the old EU. As much as I like characters like Thrawn, don't even try to bring them back. Just try to do something original and different. And at least this is set in a different time period. But at the same time, we're tired of the TV shows.
It's super early. That's the answer. Got it. Okay.
Yeah. So this has a 2-episode premiere on Disney Plus the 4th of June. We will, just to answer the questions, we will not be covering it. Too busy with the show production schedule for this one. Maybe a wrap-up thing on the Gleep Glossary, though.
Yeah, if you guys watch it, I will be watching it. We will talk about it in a wrap-up way on the Gleep Glossary, which is our Star Wars sideshow on Patreon, patreon.com/we8movies.
Ooh, you know what? For that Star Wars sideshow, let's use whatever character is shoehorned into it. You know what I mean? Whomever winds up being winked about is the guy that we do.
Yeah.
I hope it's a wink versus Lando Calrissian through a time tunnel.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's like, yeah, R2D2's 10,000 years old.
They
So
keep
what?
wiping his memory.
Yeah.
New batteries, you know, you re-up them every time.
Someone in the chat fucking pissing on my parade and just says 80 years before Phantom Menace. But I don't know if you're right either. Who the fuck knows? You haven't seen
Oh my
it.
god! So is it about Peepaw Palpatine, like really giving it to whomever Emperor Palpatine's mom is? You know what I mean? Like that's how.
Well,
it
if
goes.
he's Sheev Palpatine, maybe it's like he was named after his mother. She's like Shiva Palpatine.
Ooh.
Exactly, dude. Give it to me, Peepaw.
Oh, yes.
Yours best with the lightsaber.
See, Chris did Texas Chainsaw, and I thought Steve was making an Offspring reference, which is why in a Palpatine impression,
I see.
I said,
Oh, I
Love
thought you were just
that.
talking about sex.
Also that.
because all the girls say I'm pretty fly for a Jedi.
Oh, no.
Was that a Weird Al song? Did I
It
just
wasn't,
commit
but it
copyright
could have been.
infringement?
There was some he did something for Phantom Menace.
By this here Anakin guy.
Yeah, American Pie.
Yeah.
Oh
thing.
God, you're right. That's
Yeah.
That's taking me
That-
back.
that
Oh
one's rough.
man.
That was really rough.
Anyway, so the Acolyte trailer, here we go. Folks,
right.
if you're watching along, in the show description, we have put a link to this exact trailer we're going to watch, which, by the way, like this video, give it the old thumbs up on YouTube, subscribe to this channel, get them notifications, y'all. Help us buck that algorithm. There we go. Let's talk. Oh, look at Philippe coming in here hot. Pretty fly for a rabbi is the Weird Al one.
Thank you, Blake.
So there we go. Pretty fly for a rabbi.
Help us buck the algorithm so we can have an algorithm. How about that? All of us collectively.
All right, you dudes ready to watch the Acolyte trailer? I think this is the second one, by the way. This is one that came out on May the 4th. So
yes,
this is,
2 days ago for us
brand
in this
new.
timeline. Okay, yeah, I'm ready to play this.
All right, let's rock and roll here. This is the Acolyte in 3, 2, 1, go.
That's a son.
Oh
Yes. Let's kill some
It's
more of them.
Dinner theater. A Jedi was murdered, so everyone stay in your seats.
No, this is the fella from Squid Game who's in this. I didn't see that.
You were talking about something different. Paul.
Yes.
Squid Game's okay.
Amandla Stenberg, I believe, is the villain here.
Yeah.
Or dude, Carrie-Anne Moss as a Jedi.
Okay.
My butt's in
into
the
it.
seat.
I'm into it.
Carrie-Anne Moss doing something, I'm into it, is the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
it has been for 20-something years.
It's already too dark.
Yeah, it's too dark for these glasses.
Yeah.
I'm kind of vaguely interested in this.
It seems like a very sort of small-ish story, at least at the
And
start. Like
it's looking cinematic, in a way like
it is.
Book of Boba Fett was like filmed on the Sesame Street lot or something. So
You're totally
Nice to see
right,
this.
dude. This appears like we're outside, at least in some capacity, or at least on a bigger sound stage. We got some Lord of the Rings walking there. I like that.
I think we're taking some notes from Andor that we need to actually up our game here.
Yeah.
I think you're totally right, man.
Do we know who the showrunner is on this, or the person whoever's doing it?
Oh, that's a good question.
I feel like it's somebody big.
Oh yeah, Leslie Headland, who did Russian Doll,
Yep.
Okay.
and she was a producer on Sleeping with Other People. I don't know if she wrote it.
I think it looks all right. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I'm interested in, because what we've seen recently is this pull towards, okay, we understand you hate us. So what if we try to make something good? I know we've made nothing but suck. So why don't we make something good here? Because Andor was like the first thing in a long time where I was like, I have an emotional attachment to at least an episode of this.
Yes, yeah.
So that's nice. But like, did anybody read the news about Skeleton Crew this morning?
No.
About how they're getting Phil Tippett back. They're getting
That's
wow.
an old matte painter out of retirement to
Thank
do.
God.
Now, like,
Whoa.
this is like a negotiation with like they're like, look, yes, we try to do it the cheap way and just try to like make everybody an algorithm and just fuck it all and try to make the computers do it. That didn't work. You hate us. How about if we put a little bit of effort in? How about if we put the minimal amount of effort in?
It's been downhill for a while, but I do think like early Mando was very good. I really enjoyed that, and it just we got into a rhythm and then a lull. So,
I saw the Kenobi show. I'm also, but the thing is, I'm curious about with that kind of like the AI versus a matte painting. Like, how much money are you saving? And you're Disney. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Well, that's the thing, dude. It's all like corporate scum greed. Like the less we spend on this shit, the more money we get back for ourselves. And it's resulted in this echo chamber of like your product keeps getting shittier and shittier.
Yes.
And you have people at the helm who don't care about art or entertainment in any real way. And look what's fucking happening. It's, deteriorating from the inside out.
Phil Tippett and the matte painting guy have specialized abilities.
Yes.
Right.
Say, I don't want to do it that way. Fuck off.
Abilities that you wouldn't learn. Abilities that you wouldn't learn from a Jedi.
No. And like if it's on a computer, it's just a bunch of people and it's just like, just do that. Just do that. Just do that.
I think
the painting. It's done. The painting's done. Right there.
The visual effects people. I know there's some listen to the show and they're nice people and have families or whatever, but they've got a stranglehold on the industry, right? That's the new mafia. Everything needs to be rendered again. Yes. Sorry, movies rendering.
Well, the effects people, they are overworked to shit. And like their bosses are the people who fucking suck. It's like, of course, the producers and the studio guys who are telling them, why don't you work 3 days on, the mouth of a hog beast for Fall Guy 3, Enter the Hog of Hoggening. It's nothing for anything fun. It's just for garbage.
Yes. Yeah.
Well, speaking of special effects and whatnot, fucking take us right into one of the movies we're going to talk about during the on-screen review segment here. But let's get to one of the most unfortunate things I've experienced in a while when it comes to putting a motion picture in front of my peepers. Of course, I'm talking about Jerry Seinfeld's Unfrosted.
Oh, no. Boy, yeah.
I just, Eric and Chris, the three of us watched this, and I gotta say, for once in 13 years, I'm almost speechless. Like, I don't know where to begin with this movie. But Chris Cabin, you fucking nailed it on the head before we went on the air.
It's a lot of people have said this. It is just how it looks and the way it works. It is a feature-length Super Bowl commercial. It is the idea of like, here's a clever little thing that's kind of weird that we could do. Why don't we do the most broad jokes possible?
Right.
Why don't we extract anything like timing from the whole thing? Just get that right out of there.
Okay.
And just let it run as what is mostly like sitcom-y, like pacing. Like there's like these little scenes and then it ends, and like the bigger thing doesn't really matter ultimately, because like, and that would be fine if the jokes were good, but the jokes aren't fucking good.
The joke, the premise is like, I guess it could be funny where it's like, oh, we're gonna take like cereal wars, we're developing the Pop-Tart, we're gonna take it as seriously as the space race or whatever. But it just doesn't. It like never hits.
What are you trying to say by that? Like
nothing.
Nothing. Is the point that like commercialism has taken over any sense of like exploration? That's a great idea, but you know what? At the end of it, it's not like these fucking companies suck. It's not that. It's like
they're celebrating them. They're celebrating them. They're like, oh, look at this holiday, and we're mentioning every single corporation we could possibly mention and putting them into the movie.
I think that this what's going on, and I haven't seen the movie, but I can tell because I can smell it from these three guys. It wasn't woke enough for them. Clearly, the wokeness was, their wokeness has been destroyed on the screen, and Jerry, who's never made a bad product, only made bad products in the last 30 years. Sorry,
you know who's known for being edgy? Jerry Seinfeld. Yeah, he's that whole anti-woke thing was so funny.
Just amazing.
I don't know where he's getting that from.
Someone else told him.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
he listened to Joe Rogan once, and now he's poisoned or something. But and also the problem is, like, I think Seinfeld's funny. I think he's been funny. He does his stand-up's good, but you can't have a 70-year-old making a comedy movie. You can't have a 70-year-old running SNL. It's all gonna fall so
Here's
flat.
The biggest, and I mean, the answer is ego, of course, but it's absurd that he directed this movie.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's absolutely absurd that he directed this.
It's absurd he directed it and started, and I was like thinking, like, they had like Snap, Crackle, and Pop, and it was what, Mikey Day and Kyle Mooney and someone else, and it's just
and third guy,
third guy. But I'm watching like 40-something-year-old men play like the kid characters. Yeah. And I'm watching a 70-year-old man lead the movie.
Part of me wonders if this was all because Seinfeld became the thing that people kept Netflix for so long.
Yeah.
It's like you just have them all right there. You can just watch Seinfeld anytime you like. That's enough for me.
This was definitely folded into whatever that contract
that's what I
was.
thought. It's just
for sure.
And by the time you got to this, he'd give a fuck. Like, you're like, hey, this is a Barbie just happened. Here's a bunch of, not just one brand. Why don't we get all the fucking brands in there and we just make a commercial movie?
Yeah.
How about that?
And I mean, that's the thing that's why like BlackBerry was the best of these movies, because it's the only one that actually has any teeth for the product that it's talking about. You know what I mean? Because the product is dead. You know what I mean? So you can actually, it's not like, oh man, I can't wait for BlackBerry to come back. It knows that, and it like kind of actually just has some fun with it. And it's actually like, it feels like a movie as opposed to a commercial for something.
The cavalcade of cameos and everything, and like the two big cameos that everyone's freaking out about that, I won't spoil it here or whatever, but like it was fine. But it's one of those, like, you're kind of just reminding me of better shit. And also that plays right into the whole notion of it's just a feature-length Super Bowl commercial, because what do we see a trend in with a lot of these Super Bowl commercials in modern day? The notion of the actor picking back up a role that they haven't played in a while, right? They did it with that fucking Lebowski commercial. Like, there's been a couple of those, and it's like, oh, isn't it cool to see them? And like, yeah, I guess, but like, this is the exact turn that the SNL sketch would make.
Yes. Yep. I mean, I assume, I'm not going to let it all go. I'm assuming you're talking about the Mad Men thing. Andrew?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying not to fucking spoil, but sure.
Andrew, you don't have to worry about spoiling it.
Oh, no, it's everywhere.
Put out a fucking...
Is it?
Yes, Netflix.
I knew about that.
Fucking plan about it.
I haven't seen it. I knew that happened.
Is that right?
Yes, they're not hiding it. I thought it was like, that's so embarrassing. I would never let that out of the fucking. I would keep that fucking buried. But like,
well, because you have to have all these fucking asshole articles now, right? That are like, the story behind that big cameo, like the fucking day after it happens. They did it just recently with the show Sugar that I'm watching on Apple, where it was like, let's talk about that big sugar switch. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up for 2 seconds.
Skip Unfrosted. Instead, watch this. I watched a 1986 video movie this weekend, a slasher film called Night Ripper, starring the Soup Nazi. So watch that.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. There you go. You
know
what?
The Night Ripper?
I'm not going to spoil the twists. You want me to do the sugar drop here? You want me to do the Mad Men reveal?
The honeymooners are in Night Ripper. Who knew?
Dude, Jackie Gleason in Night Ripper. No, that would be fucking sweet. I'd watch that. You know what's a fucking better sort of like advertisement movie than Unfrosted, the Pop-Tart story, though?
What's that?
Cerveza Cristal. Cerveza Cristal.
I could listen to that forever.
Yeah, I really could.
We really should start petitioning them to sponsor the show at this point. I know they're still around.
That way we'd get free samples. I can finally fucking have it. And I love everybody that's like, Andrew, you're not missing anything. It's a bad beer. Folks, that's not the fucking point.
There's no bad beer.
No.
There's bad movies, but
I've consumed warm Strohs in an empty soccer field in the middle of the night, friend. Yes. You're not going to get me on bad beer.
All right, really quickly. I know we're trying to keep it quick. Why can I only get Coors Banquet beer west of the Rockies? What treaty did we lose? Like, I don't know. Like, every time I go out west, I get a Banquet beer, and it's exactly the kind of cheap beer that I want.
This is the plot of Smoking the Bandit, by the way.
All right,
because they have to rush the beer to the other side, to the East Coast.
Dude, I thought it was remake, dude.
I thought it was a plot of Civil War, which I haven't seen yet. Is that what Jesse Plemons is so upset about?
Yeah,
He's the guy who finally got Fat Tire to the East Coast.
What kind of American are you? Do you drink Coors Banquet beer, or
you one of those double IPA kind of Americans?
You craft IPA, you woke mother.
So we'll get into it here as we're coming up to the top of the hour. The other big one, we'll talk about it. David Leitch's The Fall Guy. Now, I should say something to sort of put out here. So in preparation for this, little known fact about this movie, and they didn't lean into it with the marketing because they didn't have to, because nobody remembers, but this is an adaptation of a TV show nobody gave a shit about.
Oh, is it really?
Okay. It is.
Now, everything has to be, right?
Yes,
everything has to be.
I should say, actually, back in the early 80s, somebody gave a shit because it ran from 81 to 86. Starred Lee Majors. And I got to tell you, I bought the first season on Apple because it was $4.99. The pilot episode is basically like an 85-minute movie. It's kind of better than the David Leitch movie. It is like,
but the plot's different, right? It's not about trying to find the lead actor.
That's the thing. It's not like he gets embroiled in like a mystery or whatever. He is a guy he's a working stuntman, and when he's in between stunt jobs, because it's not a constant source of employment for him, he's basically a fucking skip trace guy. He's a bounty hunter.
Got it.
And so this first pilot episode is he is going after this dude who fucking drunkenly ran a kid down with his car and killed him. The dude skips town, and it turns out he's actually a high up in society sheriff in some other town somewhere else, and he's got like a stranglehold on the whole town, basically. And Lee Majors has to go in with his sidekick, who they cut out of the movie. There's like a cousin character that comes in like, I want to work in the stunt business with you.
It's like Don Quixote's guy, right?
Yeah. And so he's got to like figure out ways to like get this, and it's like, how am I going to arrest a sheriff? And he's got to use stuntman tactics. He's doing stuntman tricks and
love it.
Sounds
goofing on people.
More MacGyver like. Yeah.
Yes, it is. It's got a little bit of a MacGyver feel. But to Steve, to your thing about banquet beer, it is, even though it's 81 to 86, this is a fucking hardcore 1970s feeling. Holdover. You can smell the cigarettes. You can taste the banquet beer.
Love that.
It's kind of fun as fuck. And for $4.99, you get like 20 some odd episodes, dudes. It's totally worth it. It cost me way less than seeing the movie.
Well, it sounds a little bit better than the movie, but I did like the movie more or less. I feel like it's 20, 30 minutes too long. There's too many threads, but I find the cast very fun. And I do think the little romance stuff is cute. It's a cute movie.
I thought it worked. I wish that they leave. And I think this is what causes some of the two kinds of movies never connect, or they don't connect until it's almost too late. They leave Emily Blunt's character in the dark about what is going on in the movie. So every time he has to interact with Emily Blunt, any of the high stakes, what you've come to the movie for part of the story has to stop because she doesn't know what's up, and he's actively trying to keep it from her because he's so concerned about if this all falls apart, she's not going to make this movie, and this is her big directorial debut and blah blah blah. So but when she finally gets the net, when she's finally informed as to what's up, that's when the movie kind of really started, put its heels in for me and started actually kind of chugging along. I did think it was fun. I think I'm probably in the middle of Eric and Chris Cabin.
I mean, to me, I hated the structure. The fact that
the ending is rough. I feel like there's a lot of structural problems. There's a lot of problems. I just think it's a little charming sometimes.
All the twists are so fucking obvious from the very beginning. You're like screaming, like, just get to it. Just
get
to it. But you'll know it the minute you watch this movie. 30 minutes in, you'll be like, "Oh, I know exactly how it's going to end." Other than the fucking crap afterwards. But like, what you would want from this is to see Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling meeting, getting to know each other, being a little human together. They've already met by the time the thing starts. Like, you don't even get to see the stuff that you want to see. It's just them being like, I will say, I agree that Gosling, I think, gives an incredible performance. I was with him the whole time.
He's totally great.
I think Emily Blunt, if they had given her more to do and Aaron Taylor Johnson a little less to do, we might have had something there. But
dude, he is one of the fucking worst. I'm sorry. He is one of the worst to ever do it. I don't get it with that dude.
He's supposed to be obnoxious and stupid in the movie. So we do get that, but it just didn't really work. The ending kind of fell apart. I do like playing the stunt reel during the credits. Felt like an old Jackie Chan movie.
Yes.
There's fun elements, but I don't think they really, stuck the landing here.
No. It's a big mess. And like, that's what Leitch does. Like he make big, stupid, messy
Also,
movies.
Definitely written probably 10 or 15 years ago because they say epic a lot.
Oh, really?
Which is like, why wouldn't you update this?
I don't know. I guess just based on these reviews and just again, I was really sick of the trailer by the end of it. I think I'm never going to see this movie, folks. I think I'm okay with it.
I still haven't seen the trailer. I don't think I'm ever going to see the trailer.
It's I think it would make a totally fine hangover movie. It's probably a movie that would get a lot of like HBO play and that kind of shit. Like, because I found it watchable. It's got an immense amount of problems. The thing is, though,
hangover movie for sure.
Yeah, like with the comparison to Bullet Train, though, which I despised. That movie really kind of like
still not.
You're totally you're totally fine. It fucking sucks. But like that movie carries with it this kind like it's so self-satisfied, at what it's doing.
Yeah.
And you kind of like, aren't we stinkers? Like it's kind of that vibe a little bit too, and that bothered me. There's less of that, but also I feel like that sort of makes it feel like a less confident movie, if that makes sense. Someone in the chat saying the stunts look fake. Hard disagree. I thought, the stunts that were actual stunts. Sure, I mean,
yeah, but they got one of those. The mafioso visual effects artists got in there to tinker it a little, make it look worse.
Yes. I mean, I'm not eyeballing it. Like a lot of it looked realistic. If you tell me a few of them weren't, I would believe you. Like it's a huge movie that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like Bullet Train, it's just like it's hyperactive. Nothing like you can't connect to it because it keeps moving along. It's just plowing and plowing and plowing, and that's all it's doing. And all the stuff looks okay because the colors are nice and because Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt are there. But like other than that, like you can't really care about it. You can't like put yourself into it because there's no emotional resonance. There's nothing. Nothing's coming back.
I want to take a shot in the dark and guess that Ryan and Emily aren't plowing in this movie, and that might be a problem.
No sex scene, right? No actual sex
scene. Of course not. They're not going to plow.
No, because she's kept in the dark, and to keep her in the dark, he has to kind of like not try to plow. I will say though, Chris, I don't necessarily agree with your take on that. It keeps like chugging along. I found like it takes so long to get going. It was like torture. Wait, like the first like 20 minutes, half hour.
I prefer the start to the end.
I agree that it takes a long time to start, but it's not like the stuff that's happening at the beginning, like nothing's happening. Stuff is happening. You just don't give a shit about it. Yeah. Nobody gives a shit about it. It's just just plowing through stuff. It's just like, hey, here's Ryan Gosling's character. You want to know about him, right? Fuck you. How about he's a stuntman? How about that? And he loves Emily Blunt. Isn't that good? So shut the fuck up and watch the movie.
So check it out or don't. I think we have to start wrapping it up here.
Yeah. No, it's like a middle of the road recommend. I had fun with it. No shame if you really dug it because it's a fun movie. It's okay to like fun movies. But that is going to do it for this week. Just a quick reminder of what all we've been up to. Of course, last week, Men at Work closed out Sheenpril. It was really great talking about a cult comedy that we all enjoyed right there. Of course, also May bonuses or Patreon offerings started last week with a We Love Movies all about Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior, which will lead us right into what's coming out tomorrow, folks, on the main feed and also ad-free on Patreon. Of course, we have a new episode out. Lethal Weapon 3 is finally discussed on the show.
Look at that. And Joe Pesci, like he wrote it himself, like he's, I want to be in the movie so bad. Let me write my name on the poster.
I'm legally a baby.
And what's funny is this would have been like Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Lethal Weapon 3, remove Joe Pesci's face. That was the original poster. And then when they fucking at the last second decided to cram Leo Getz into this movie, they had already had the poster done, and it was like, I guess he could have a fun signature on the poster and his face behind it. Yeah, dumb as shit. But it made for a really great episode. Do not miss that tomorrow. Also, we have a Melrose 210 coming out that I don't know where the fucking graphic is for, but that'll come out on Thursday. That was a lot of fun. Bonkers stuff, some shady shit on that 90210.
Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, is that Gil Myers up to his old tricks?
He's up to his old tricks. Absolutely. Poor Sue Scanlon for many reasons on that episode.
Brandon is loud and wrong many times in that episode.
He should have that tattooed on his fucking back, dude. And then Friday, back in action, the penultimate episode of Too Old for This Shit for this first season. We're going to be talking about three episodes of X-Men 97. Bright Eyes and the first 2 parts of the 3-part finale.
Yes.
So whatever is Extinction.
Yeah, something or other.
Something is Extinction. I don't remember.
I'm glad you got that cuck Captain America on that poster, because man, she just throws that shield, dude. Go fucking fetch.
Tolerance
you go fucking
Extinction.
find it, asshole.
Tolerance is Extinction was what I was looking for you. But yes, that was a cool little surprise and very fucking funny. So I'm very excited to talk about all that. And then do we have anything Saturday? Nope, that's the end of the list. No,
Nothing.
There it is. Nothing else. But thanks so much, as always, gang, for tuning into On Screen Live. Until next week, I've been Andrew Jupin.
Steven Sadek.
Eric Siska.
Chris Cabin.
Have a good one. Adios, folks. Bye-bye.